Fuck, he's after waking. Sorry, she could look after.
Hello. And we were live there, Kev. So
sorry, man.
Kev introduced the show as well. But no worries, mate. We need to pop off.
No, I'm all right. Let's see. I can hear him. That's all right.
Yeah. What a day it has been for the Reds. Yeah, it's been not too bad of a day. Liverpool getting quality in, of course. As I said today earlier on, we got Szoboszlai, we got McAllister as well, but. Gents and everyone in chat, welcome to all the new subscribers as well. And it's going to be a chilled one. If anyone's wanting to jump on the show, let us know. I'll drop the link into the chat, and you're very welcome to have your say. We'll start with you, Kev.
Yeah.
Quality player that we're bringing in, aren't we? Not too bad.
Yeah, James Ward-Prowse. He's been playing a few years. I'm joking. No, lads, what a signing Szoboszlai is, and you know. He's after kind of confirming it himself, the kind of the way to say it as well, which is great. He's kind of shortened the Lai to Lai, so it was just great. It's a lot easier now to pronounce for us. But yeah, look, fantastic numbers in the Bundesliga. Fantastic numbers before that with Salzburg. He's grown, and now he's got Jurgen Klopp as his manager. So you know, we're going to. To be honest with you, man, I think we're going to start tearing shreds out of the league again next year. I'm going to be that positive. I think it's going to be that good. I think we're going to have arrested Fabinho in there as well, because we still forget we've got sleeping beasts in our team, and they've been tired. They've been sleeping beasts, and they're going to, you know, at least the majority of them are going to hit back with a bang this season coming. So yeah, happy.
Yeah, big up, chat. Spot on, mate. Chat, we're going to go for a while, so there's a lot to cover. We'll mention, obviously, the breaking news story before we come on air. Almost like Fabrizio watches my shows. I'd say Fabrizio, I'd love to get you on, but you're completely out of my price range. But he's one of the best in the business in terms of journalism, and quite rightly so as well. If you're getting a guest on like that, pay the top dollar. But we'll get to quickly for anyone just tuning in now. Keep on getting your thoughts in as well. This did come out before we did come on air. Fabrizio, Liverpool are in a race for Romeo Lavia since Monday, and no changes despite Szoboszlai and McAllister incoming. Liverpool remain on the signing for Lavia, on with Fulham as well. Liverpool, let's read that again. Sorry, chap, been a long day. Done about 10 shows. Liverpool remain keen on signing Lavia, on the list with Fulham. Arsenal still very interested, but it depends on Thomas Partey, I'm guessing. Thomas Partey's exit. Southampton wants a fee in the region of 50 million as well. Nigel, I'll quickly get your thoughts on Lavia in a little second, and we'll get to chat's thoughts as well. But Nigel, the new lads coming in through the door at Anfield, definitely poses a lot of the qualities that Liverpool, for me, fundamentally, we've done shows over the last 12 months that Liverpool have massively missed in those tight areas of the pitch, tight moments, someone that can strike the ball with a lot of quality from the edge of the box. I was on with Enns and Savage and the lads before on their show, and we were speaking, and I said, we all said, we haven't had a player like that since Coutinho, or even before that, Steven Gerrard, that can just break down the park the bus Brexit team, like get the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, he looks like exactly what we've been. He's a Klopp type player, young, strong, versatile. I heard his interview there earlier on, and he speaks really good English. You know, and he'll have the German as well to converse with Klopp as well if he needs to. I think this could be an absolute revolutionary signing. You know, he's got a very, very important number within our club, like Roger Hunt, Steven Gerrard, a very, very famous number. And like all roads point to him, like being, you know, he's the type of player, I think, if he works, it could be massive for us, because he can sit in that hole that I've been going on. I've said it on several pods several times, the Brighton kept pouring through us that same hole between Trent and Mo last season, and we just looked absolutely lost, and I had no answer to it. Well, that's one. He can also play on the left. He gives us more options. He can play at 10. He can play at 8. He can play wide. He can play in the middle. He can be a playmaker. He's got a good shot on him. You know, how many times have we had the ball and we just keep going sideways all the time, instead of somebody lining up and having a crack from 25, 30 yards? If we get stuck to that, now people are going to be a little bit more reluctant, maybe to back off and try and defend with 2 banks of 4. If this guy's going to come up and start hammering 25 yarders into the top corner.
Yeah. Raining missiles on Kepa, hopefully, the first game of the season. Just looking forward to that. Bloody hell, I need to switch my phone down. Rookie header. Oh, how unprofessional of me. Nice one, Kev, for that. That was Kev's message, by the way. I haven't even read the message. What is it? Yeah, no,
lads, professionalism round here at Anfield Road TV. It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, far from it. I'm the most unprofessional person on YouTube, as you all know. But no, you're spot on there, Nigel, in terms of that, mate. Do you think the lads will both Wigs, Kev, go with that one, mate, in terms of what Wigs have said? Do you think lads will get both in terms of Lavia and obviously Ford?
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, if they're saying they were still interested in them, then yeah, why not? But I don't know about £50 million price tag. Where's that coming from? Like, how's he rated? But he just got relegated. You know, I don't understand that. If I can see it being part of add-ons, maybe, you know, maybe 32 million with 18 million add-ons if something happens, but £15 million fee. You know, it's. I think. Yeah, maybe it's probably worth it over time with the age, but I don't know. I always think the player needs to do something to improve himself first, Jack, you know, when he's worth that kind of money.
I'd potentially see that with Kev, though, caveat that with the relation terms to buyouts. I'm not 100% on this. I don't think any authors on the panel are in relation to, don't want to speculate really, but in terms of the potential buyout, I don't know if it comes into play next season, chat. You know a lot more than me, all of us, especially me. Your Fredge is coming on as well, mate. I'll get you in a little second, matey. Just to conclude this point, mate. Thank you for popping on.
Just to say there, lads, quickly, France have just subbed Kefran Turan in the under-21. Yeah, it's just taken them off. They're getting beaten 2-1, 71 minutes by Ukraine after scoring first. It's 2-1 to Ukraine at the moment. They're just taking off Kefran. They're just taking off Kefran Turan.
Yeah. So how long's left in that match?
20 minutes odd. 72 minutes.
Yeah. All good. We'll get your Fredge in. Give us a thumbs up when you're ready, mate.
Yeah.
You all good? Yeah. Spot on. There we go, mate. How are we? Long time no see.
Brilliant.
You
brilliant. We're actually acting like a big club. Wow. We can. What is this? Is this a dream? I think we're living in a dream. Are we actually? There's a world we should get 4 midfielders. It's possible. There's actually a world. And look, I still think we need a centre back. Like I would still think we need a centre back, but I'd be willing to sacrifice, and just for 6 months, I'd be willing to sacrifice that defender for 4 midfielders because it's like Robertson. I know he's not the greatest player in there, but like I think we can survive 6 months with there. I think we can survive that and then go for a centre back in January because I think. I think we're going to have to buy a midfielder next summer. If we go for only 3 this summer, we're going to have to buy next summer. Then, if we have 4 now, we won't need to buy next summer. Like, we won't need to, like midfield-wise, because that's our midfield set for the future. And now, like, that's the good thing about the midfield. If we get 4 of them in, well, we should be getting 5. But obviously, our owners we still need to remember our owners. They're not going to spend that much on 5. But
there's a key point there. I'll ask you there, you Fred. You spot on, mate. Like, and you spot on, mate. And I think every Liverpool fan in relation to in terms of the age profile as well. I don't think any of us want to go into this coming season with any stone unturned in reality, in terms of just going, what if we got that extra player, mate? But you're Fred, in terms of obviously Szoboszlai on the player that we had brought in, mate. I don't know if you've seen a lot of them. What are you excited to see him coming into the football club as well, mate?
Out of nowhere. This deal came out of nowhere. I swear. Like, David Ornstein posted we were interested. I was like, Interested FC's back again. Interested FC. And then on Wednesday, the day after, we saw reports come out we're willing to pay the release clause, and I was like, "No way!" And then the day after, we got all the real journalists, Fabrizio, them lot, David Ornstein as well. So I did not. Well, FSG really got their checkbook out, and I know I'm still FSG out, but you have to give them praise here. They did well on this deal to spend the money, which is what Klopp wanted. And look, it's good times right now. I think, honestly, I would I would go for both Lavia and Thuram. Like, just get them both in. Like, because Lavia could become a potential one of the best DMs in the world, and then Thuram, obviously, I think has the potential to be yeah. So for me, look, I think we should get all 4 in, like, because I'm like I said, obviously I want 5. I want 4. My dream's 4 midfielders and centre back, but I don't see us actually getting all the men with our budget.
You want to buy everyone, mate, don't you? Just be greedy. But you're spot on, mate. You are spot on. I think us 3 on the panel as well, and all of us really, mate. I don't think any of us want to go into next season, mate. But there's a couple more people jumping in your fridge anyway, mate. But we do appreciate you coming on. Any closing points really that you want to mention in terms of any new signings or Lavia? What's your thoughts on Lavia, mate?
I don't know if he's proven. Like, if Klopp wants him, I'm not going to fall into the trap if Klopp wants him, I believe. But if we are, I would take Lavia just because, of course, he's young, and I'm not done. I think Fabinho's not done yet. In my opinion, look, I see some fans saying Fabinho is done, and obviously I don't think he's done as people say, because I honestly think, I'll be honest, I think Fabinho still has 3 years left in him because look, he's been overplayed. I think he was overplayed in that last World Quadruple season, and I think he got knackered after that season. He was knackered. So I'm not as done with Fabinho as people think. Like, I'm willing to give Fabinho a season. If he doesn't deliver in the first 6 months, and he's awful, then move him on Jan, I don't mind. But I'm willing to trust Fabinho for the first 6 months. If he doesn't deliver, then okay, fine. Sell him in Jan. But I'm willing to trust him. Because
I've been saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
For the last year and a half, yeah.
Yeah, it depends like what fans think of Fabinho, right? Like, honestly, I don't think he's finished as people say. I think, like I said, he was overplayed and I think he had to take like a knee surgery for the Champions League final as well, something like that. So like he was overplayed. And it's not like he had to cover 4 counter attacks. Like that last season, he had to cover like 4 attacks. Like, it's mad. So, but yeah, I'm willing to give him 6 months. And if he doesn't deliver in the 6 months, okay, fine, sell him and get a better DM in Jan. But yeah, it depends your thoughts on Fabinho really. If you're gonna go for Lavia, if you're done with Fabinho, I don't think Lavia is the right option because he's still unproven for me. Like, it depends what you think of Fabinho really. I don't think he's finished. But yeah.
Yeah. Spot on, mate. Massive thank you for coming on, mate. I'll definitely pop in at any time, mate. Drop us a message on the socials anyway. And as I said, spot on as always. And that was your Fredge as well. Made some great points, lads, didn't he? In chat.
Yeah. So you said kind of echoed the same thing. Like,
any points?
He's echoed the same thing that I've been saying about Fabio for the last few years.
Yeah. Thing is, though, we used to always rotate. There's always just to be 2 or 3 signings just to keep things ticking over. And we haven't done that for the last 2 years. Not in midfield. We haven't ticked over. And we got left kind of a bit high and dry with when we had to play when we had to play Jordan Henderson and Fab centre half that time for a while, and then they got kind of left on their own in midfield as well. I think we didn't really help them out in that position, and now what Yuvraj was saying about Fab. Now the legs are going to be there. Fab with a full pre-season behind him, I think he'll be back to the way he was. Just don't have to do too much running like he had to do the last couple of seasons. Sit in the middle of the field, get the foot in, win the ball, set up the lads, move it on.
Yeah. No, what I pity is the cop lads trying to think of a song for Szoboszlai. That's going to be a tough one to do, isn't it?
Oh, there's already one. I was meant to have got it, so apologies about my poor preparation for the show, but I'll try and find it whilst you lads are talking.
How could you write something for that? If they need a song, I'll give him a hand. They're stuck in here, but no, I leave it to the cop lads in their capable hands. I'd say. I mean,
Did you see that thing? Did you see that thing this morning?
What was you actually saying? Oh, the chat GPT, never mind that bloody thing.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. It was shocking.
Yeah.
What would you say? You could have to write as a. It's coming similar to kind of Torres in the way you would go like with that kind of song, wouldn't you? What would you say? Like his forearm said he was a red, and then he said that Jurgen was the best you could do, or something like that, and then he says it came from Leipzig to the Reds.
No, it is out there.
It's Szoboszlai, something like that. Yeah. So that'd be cool. What's the new one out there? I haven't seen anything. I could write songs.
I swear you've watched that because literally that has the similar tune to it as well. Like
Szoboszlai.
It's something.
No, I was like it's Szoboszlai. I just went with like a Hungarian folk song style. I'm thinking in my head. Sorry, lads, I write music for a living, and that's what I do. So I was just thinking off my head. So yeah.
There we go. Happy days, right? Happy days. Chat, I'll pin that link anyway. So obviously, you're Fred, if you're still watching, mate, massive thank you for jumping on. It's always great to get your thoughts as well. You're always welcome. Everyone's always welcome to get your say on the show as well. But excellent insights as always, mates. And yeah, a lot of great points. In terms of people that are tuning in now in relation to that chat, we'll rattle through all your comments as well. But obviously, there was this other tweet earlier on in the day from Ben Jacobs in relation to Liverpool seriously exploring Romeo Lavia. Southampton value Lavia around 50 million, but LFC feel a lower fee could be possible. Arsenal not advancing on Lavia yet, but he is also on their radar. Chelsea focused on Moses Caicedo for now, still told circa 70 million plus add-ons if possible.
That's the reason why I'm thinking that, Jack. You see, this is why I'm thinking that we won't pay 50 million for Lavia, because why would you do that when Caicedo was bloody 70 million? Wouldn't you just pay the extra 20 million and get him in? It's nuts. What is Jamie himself?
Jamie F. How are we, mate?
I'm doing good, man. You?
Yeah, not too bad. All good, lad. That's
Do you like my song, Jamie?
I love your song, Spider.
Thanks. Yes, appreciate that, buddy.
You're a songwriter, though, aren't you? So
I am a songwriter, yeah.
If anyone's got to come up with it, it's got to be you, isn't it?
Yeah. The problem is my counterpart that made that character and me, that would never have gotten sung in the cop anyway, yeah. Yeah, that's my... yeah, never, yeah.
Jay, thoughts, mate, on Szoboszlai, a bit of a Lavia as well, mate?
Yeah, tremendous signing, isn't it? I mean, just look at that picture there, them two beautiful men. Yeah, it's just a... Yeah, you and Nige just no, but no, in all seriousness, no, it's a great bit of business. You think, the business we've done here, this is my annoyance with the ownership at times as well, where when they do try and do business like this, I don't think any other club can do what we do business wise. I mean, you look at Declan Rice gone for 105 million. We bought these two for 95 million. I mean, it's just
crazy money, that
business-wise. It's just fantastic, and you bought two different kinds of midfielders here as well. You've bought two different kinds of midfielders, not the same player. Two different kind of players can play different roles in that midfield, and also very versatile as well. We know what McAllister can do. Watching him for Brighton, watching him at the World Cup, excellent midfielder. People will try and pretend now he's not that good, but because that's the way the world works.
It's only because Liverpool signed him.
Yeah, I mean, he would have gone to Man City if we never got him. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
he probably fits Man City to a T more than us in a way, I suppose.
He's like Kevin De Bruyne, Jim. He's very similar.
He's a quality little player, and then you got Szoboszlai there. That's just. Yeah, I mean, this geezer. I've been watching some highlights of him today. I've gone back and watched some games and that, and I watched the German Cup final. He's a player, man. He's athletic. He's very athletic for a big man as well. What is he? 6'1", 6'2"? He's very athletic. Can get around the pitch. He can play that right wing area as well, which at AFCON, that's your right winger probably through the AFCON time when Salah's away. This is just great business, man. And with the Lavia stuff, I mean, I heard you guys just saying there, Caicedo's there for 70. Why don't you just go for him? Maybe Liverpool don't rate him.
Maybe
Liverpool just don't rate him. I think sometimes we see a player have an outstanding season and we just think there's no one better. Everyone's now going this Caicedo. You know, who was the player at Brighton the year before who went to Spurs? Same DM.
Basuma.
Yeah,
Basuma. Everyone wanted
yeah.
Basuma. Everyone wanted Basuma. It's
Yeah.
now it's not like he's like the
Hot
forgotten
topic,
man
innit?
now.
Yeah.
He's like the forgotten man. I think Casado's a better player than Basuma, but I don't know. Maybe Liverpool looking at him thinking Lavia, a little bit younger, but he's got a little bit more to his game.
Can be moulded.
So, you know, we can mould him into anything. He can be a 6 or he could be an 8, you know, and he's got a lot to his game. Again, he only had 1 year really with Southampton that we're going to really look at. Casado the same. I know he was at Brighton the year before, but he only played a few games, didn't he? You know, they both had come on the scene this year, really. And they're both outstanding in what they do. But I can understand why Liverpool going for him. He's got the profile that the ownership and the club and the manager would like at the football club. But if he comes in, he's not going to be a starting 6. I still think that'd be Fabinho. And then you got Stefan there, Hendo, and Lavia if he comes in. It's rotation.
100% an installment deal. It's going to be 100% an installment deal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's rotation and it's squad depth. And it's what we keep moaning about, that we have a great first 11, but we don't have no depth. As soon as we get depth in, everyone moans about it. I don't get it. You can't win.
Go ahead. Spot on there, mate. Nigel, did you want to add
Just
on
saying, Ukraine are after scoring a third after France got one disallowed.
Oh, is it 3-1 now?
Yeah.
How long's left?
Yeah, 3-1, 5 minutes. And I'd just like to say about what Jamie said there about signing guys. How many times have we signed flavors of the month? And I'll give you one name in particular, El Hadj Diouf, instead of Nicolas Anelka that time.
Oh my God, that did.
We all went mad, didn't we? It was like, we're going to be a player. And then then it was like, no.
Even Stan Collymore, even in his first season, he did well, but after that, then his personality started to.
Yeah, Stan Collymore was a waste. Stan Collymore must look back at his career and think what a waste I was.
His first season, he was good.
He was super talented. He was a talented player. He just wasted his career.
Sad, really. But we'll go out through all the comments as well, and then we'll recap and get obviously all the lads' thoughts as well. The link is in their chat. I think I pinned it in the YouTube comments.
Yeah, you did. That's where I got it.
Yeah, nice one, miss. So you're welcome to jump on. Have your say, like Jay's saying as well. Can we get both Forum and Lavia? Potentially, Gerson, if we want to, as Youth Reg mentioned, we can be greedy if we want, but as I said, it's going to be an exciting season as well, boys, if we do get them in.
I don't think Thuram's going to be. I think we've got 2 attacking midfielders now. I don't see the need of getting Thuram now.
If we didn't have Curtis,
especially by Chet this year as well, and Curtis.
I think because you've got
Ben Doak in the wings
there, and I just feel like we need a more defensive-minded midfielder now. It don't have to be an out-and-out 6, just a midfielder that has a bit more defensive play to his game, like a Lavia. I think that's why Liverpool are looking at him. And if we get him in front of Arsenal, I'm going to laugh.
The meltdown from the Arsenal camp would be quite bad. Like especially Newcastle lads as well. Don't know if you see it. The Newcastle socials, especially after this week, going, they've robbed Szoboszlai off us as well. Like I got a load of Geordie mates that mate that, and he's like, how dare you take that lad off us? It's like, Liverpool when you come in.
Be happy. You just got Tonali.
Yeah.
You got Bruno there. You're out.
It's another question you can put in there as well. How the hell do you dare to even get involved in the same question as Liverpool trying to buy a player? You go down that route. It doesn't matter how much you've been bought for. Yeah, don't get in the same fight with Liverpool. You're not going to win. Simple.
And did you see the wages Dom's on?
Yeah, 150.
120 grand a week.
It was only 120. I thought it was 150
grand a week on a 5-year deal. That's what he's on.
That's good for buying German players, though.
And he has an option for another year. And Man United, but I'll go buy Mason Mount and put him on 300k a week.
What?
Yeah, it will speak. And Kai Havertz on, was it 330k a week or something?
Yeah. And I've seen tweets today from Liverpool fans, apparent Liverpool fans on Twitter. I think they just like to moan. But they're moaning that we're not giving him more wages.
Oh, yeah, seen that.
They're like, why are we so tight, only giving him 120 grand a week? So,
you can never win.
Because they're on like 55 to 80 in the Bundesliga. So that's a massive step up.
We didn't have him by gunpoint and go, right, you're only accepting this and not, he accepted the deal.
Crazy. It's crazy, boys. Looks like we're France. Yeah, obviously Nigel alluding to there.
That's mad. So, not that. France.
Yeah, looks happy. Is it the semis, Nigel?
This is the quarter.
Quarters,
quarters.
Jesus.
This is the quarter. The winners of this are playing Spain, England, and Israel.
Yeah, bloody hell. Did England win? Did England beat?
I think so.
Israel won?
Did Harvey Elliott play EM or something like that?
Yeah.
Or Curtis Jones, sorry. Was it Curtis or someone like that?
They both, England are playing Israel in the semi-final.
Yeah, big up there, Ends, as well. I was on with the lads. Ends, if you want to jump on before we do finish off here tonight, you're very welcome, mate.
He's having his ding-dings.
Ding-dings. What are you having for scran, lad? But yeah, I'll go around the room. Start with Kev.
Yeah.
What would, or do you anticipate Liverpool's priority? Oh, I'll ask you, if you were Jürgen, where would you look to strengthen potentially if we could bring on one or two extra more, really, within the team? Any specific players that tickle your fancy? Or
well, Gvardiol's going to City, so there's no point in talking about him now.
86 mil, wasn't it?
86 million or something like that, yeah. He tweeted that, so it must be big news if Paul Joyce is tweeting about other teams. But like I don't know, man. I still want that right-sided centre-back, right-back kind of player. You know, I know we need another DM in there, but I do believe that Trent or Bajcetic, or even in weaker games, Hendo can come in and play that kind of 6 role against smaller teams. But not very well, but he does it every so often pretty okay. I do, yeah, another midfielder would be great. But that's, I don't want to see our biggest problem with the likes of Ben Woodburn and all of these guys that came through the ranks is that they all had the big potential, but then they weren't given the game time. So I still want to see an option for Bajcetic to get on the pitch as often as possible. And if Curtis Jones is there as well, give them an option. I mean, if they play well and they deserve it, they deserve it. We'll see him in cup games, but Fabinho is our only number 6, so maybe that is the highest priority we need as a backup for him, unless Bajcetic can convert himself to stay in that role. I know he's not naturally that way. He's more of a replacement for Thiago on that side, and that type of player, more of an anchor player. Yeah, I'd much rather I'd prioritize both the 6 and a right-sided back for me. Jack's on mute. Everybody read his lips fast.
It's all right.
It's the C word. I just thought the C word.
No, it was a great conundrum. That's what I said. Conundrum. It was a great conundrum to have in it, Nigel. As obviously we've all spoke about the depth quality within the team. It's exciting. It's really exciting. Any players that you'd like to? I think chat has alluded to. Is it Colwill? Is it the lads of Chelsea? I think Brighton were trying their best to bloody get him out, but I think it's going to cost at least a fee in the region of 50-60 million by the looks of it.
Chelsea won't sell those. No. Chelsea won't sell those. No way. Not a hope in hell. Chelsea only lick Man United's arse every couple of seasons. We're just selling them a couple of players. I like what Kev said there. I right-sided centre back, but I'd also I wouldn't mind a right back either, an actual right back, to give us the option.
Oh no, that's what I meant. Sorry, no, I meant on both positions.
Yeah, Pavard, basically. Yeah. That's what they're saying. A Marcus Babel type.
Left-sided centre half as well, though, Nigel. I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea either, just for the long run. Yeah.
Yeah, because you look at the depth. There was a great video, Chas. I'll try and, while the lads are speaking, I'll try and find it and post it in Chas. You looked at the depth in terms of the left side of centre half of Liverpool, and apart from Virgil van Dijk, there's no one really that can play, or probably can play, but in terms of when you put them that side, there's a lot of depth down Liverpool's right-hand side, the centre half.
Canate would rather play on the left-hand side. He's even said it himself. Canate would rather play on the left-hand side. But, you're not going to put Canate there and Virgil on the right, because that wouldn't make no sense. I think Canate is going to be eventually the Virgil replacement that will go over onto that side. But everyone's saying, right, we need a centre-back. I think Liverpool have already mentioned that they don't want a right-back this summer. So they want a young centre-back, though. That's why they were looking at that geezer from Germany, was it Mickey van der Ven or something like that? They want a young centre-back that they know is not going to worry about game time straight away in his first season, will come in and out. A bit like Canate when we first got him that first season. Didn't play a whole load of Premier League games, more played in Europe, didn't he? And he was in and out quite a lot. I think they're looking for that again. young centre back that can come in, do that
Definitely,
sort of
mate.
thing. Yeah.
I'd love a Howard Webb, but that won't happen.
Or like we bribe a couple of referees. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be great, wouldn't
Oh,
it?
It's been down going happening with everyone else.
Yeah. I'll let you quickly answer this, Nigel, as well. If big up their ends. If FSG get the window right, should we respect them? I'd say yes.
Yeah.
But I caveat that as well. We'll probably I'll ask Jay this as well. Like we've all done shows. It's this notion of it's took this long to take a surgery in terms of analysing the team. This could have been ideally. But we're here now. We're where we are now. We're getting players in, and we get them in. But Nigel, what are your thoughts on then? Of course, I think that's what we want. And when you look at it, Nigel, Liverpool have spent like 300 million. Like it's not like a case in point of we haven't got a budget like Bournemouth. We've spent money. In all honesty, let's not beat around the bush and say we haven't, because we have.
Yeah, well, we have, but like we just haven't spent it on positions that have needed it for the last 2 years. There's got to be a kind of a little kind of a clause from Jurgen saying you've got to try and support me in the even if you're only signing one player. If I need a player in midfield, or if I need a player in defence, you've got to try and back me here. And like he's up there, the way we've signed in the last 2 years has set us back 2 years, and it really showed last season. You know, we struggled and fought and harried and clawed our way to third place 2 seasons ago through, I think, pure force of will. And the season, this last season, then we paid for it big time through not signing players that we needed in certain positions during the next window. So that has to be addressed every year. Team spend, that's the way it is.
Jack, I made up a nice little meme as well for the old FSG outros. You know, I've always been on the fence, but I put up a meme today and it did a bit funny. I don't know if it'll pop up here, but it's in the bottom of the list there, updating. You can add it in there in a second. Oh, yeah. But it's gonna be viral there on Facebook in the last couple of hours for the crack. But it's just for the top players. You know, a lot of people are complaining about what's going on. We're all on the fence about FSG and all of that, man. But like, it gets to the point where we just get these two signed.
You know that's what they say as well.
It's exactly what they say. So it's exactly the same stool, but I was sitting there today and I seen somebody complaining about the stool on Twitter somewhere, and I was like, meme straight away, and I found the 2 pictures with the thing on, man. I banged it up there. I know people are sharing it everywhere in the groups on Facebook. It's funny, man. It's fun.
Them stools have no back.
That's really good. That's really good. I like that.
No backbone on them stools at all.
Yeah, stools been there for 10 years. What's it doing? I'll tell you what.
Jack, I've got to run because I'm about to go live. Yeah. I've got to run, my man.
No worries, mate. That's a thank you for jumping on, mate. Everyone, make sure you head over to Jamie Phillips Football Talks as well. I will be leaving the link in the description. Jay, just shout out your channel and where everyone can find you, please, matey.
Yeah, so Jamie Phillips Football Chats, guys. I'm live at 10 p.m. chatting all this up. Should be fun. At least there's no ranting from me for a while, so that's good. That's good. And unless we go and not buy anyone else. So, yeah,
I'll be there with you, Jay.
we have 2 months, Les. We have 2 months.
Yeah,
I literally think Lavia will be bought. I think Paul Joyce said today that they're looking to get him in the next week or so. So it's go happen.
35 million would be fair enough, I'd say.
People won't be happy though, because everyone will go, "Why did we get him for 50 when?" You know what I mean? When things
I know. That's exactly the question I was asking. You're going to hear that question 100 million times. Why are we not going for Caicedo if he's available at 50 or at 70? And I'm like, exactly what Jamie said. Klopp mightn't just rate him, because the majority of the time he played like a right back 6 when he was with McAllister. So I mean, he's never really sat in that DM and played it properly. So maybe it just doesn't suit us.
Right, guys.
Big up chat. Nice one for jumping on, mate. Yes. I found it here, chat. Anyway, your midnight viewing. Don't worry, no dodgy links. So there we go. This is from 3 minutes.
That's the water
in a minute. Yeah,
No,
there we
we're
go.
all right.
3 minutes.
We're okay.
So this is from Tifo IRL. If you don't follow, you know Tifo, very good journalist, sports journalist. Anyway, I've dropped it in their chat. Then they analysed Liverpool's squad depth really well.
I watched that. I watched a bit of that today. Yeah, it's a Scottish fella doing the. Yeah,
it's top class. And the analyzer, I would show it here, chat, but even like copyrights and them don't want to do anything. So, definitely check it out, chat. That's where is it? Is it that link? Yeah, that link. Go and check it out tonight after this stream. Really good video. It's 18 minutes long, but in depth, really, really good. Let's get to everyone's comments as well before we do conclude. In relation to, I think everyone's popping off about Pavard. Obviously, the video we done, and I know I done on the channel. It's kind of gone a bit dead in terms of that link, but it's only probably good. Everyone's just saying it was big up there. Russell Pavard conceding 11 penalties last season as well. That Lawrence, forgotten his second name, but obviously with him and the True Geordie lot anyway.
Lawrence McKenna, is it?
Yeah, Lawrence McKenna, he's good. Yeah. Good lads anyway. I'd like to get him on the podcast one week.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good dude.
Yeah, good lads. He's done so much work in terms of YouTube scene, Liverpool and just in general, the football content scene. Which is great. I'd rather Dumfries, somebody else, definitely. Me and you, Nigel, spoke about the lad at Bayer Leverkusen. What's his name? I always forget his name. Chat, the lad at Leverkusen, statistically speaking, over the last 12 months, he's really good. Apologies, I always bloody forget his name, but he ticks quite a lot of the big boxes in terms of Liverpool. If we are going to transition into a 4-3-3, going into next season, well, not transition because we already played that, but in terms of mixing and matching anyway.
Frimpong.
Very versatile.
Oh, yeah.
Nice one. Yeah, Frimpong. Jeremy Frimpong.
Yeah.
He was on the academy list. Yeah, and City as well. I'm pretty sure he was in the City Academy as well. Bit of a mad one. Pavard's 27. Not going to happen. So outside his profile of what type of players are Liverpool buying. Big up there, Elliot. Massive thank you for dropping in, mate. Hopefully never mark. I think I've missed something there.
He's a converted right back as well, isn't he? Because I remember him playing midfield or even more attacking for Arsenal when he came on left hand side even.
Yeah, he was. I think he was a winger.
Yeah, he was a winger, wasn't he? Yeah.
You look at Dale though as well, boys. You look at Dale, how he transitioned from left back in terms of his career at Southampton as a young lad, even Walcott.
Bit of a golfer.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's easy when you're getting paid $500,000 a week.
Nobody aspires to be a Gary Neville, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. If you haven't seen the overlap episodes of him and Gary Neville, like as much as we dislike Gary Neville, he's a sound pundit. He's really good. Hence
somebody could have hit him with that hurl.
The overlap. If you haven't seen it, chat. Let me know, chat, if you've been to the overlap shows. I did look at the overlap shows when you come to Liverpool. Very spenny, as you would say. Very expensive tickets. So I didn't manage to go to them, but if anyone wants to go, definitely check it out. It's really good. I like the little Lamptey Brighton pushes Trent up into the midfield. Yeah,
he's into the sick note, though, isn't he?
Similar type of player too.
Yeah, he gets a lot of injuries.
He's
similar type too, lads. Pushes on.
Yeah, pushed on too. He was linked with Bayern Munich. I think was it last season. Obviously, Norwich right back as well. He was linked with, weirdly enough, the young English lad Max Aarons. He was linked with Bayern Munich, I think, last season. Very surprised he hasn't got pushed onto a higher team, no perspective at Norwich anyway, but must have something to me, Spack's attitude problem, in all honesty, really. But big up there, Peter. He's definitely a very good right back, Peter. Very surprised he's still Brighton. But you never know. You never know with certain players. It might be a slight attitude problem here and there, because you do wonder certain players and the profile of them over the last couple of years. It's like, why haven't you really pushed on? It's like, internally there might be issues. Walker Peters or Livramento for me. Russell, Kevin, don't you, lads? Isn't Livramento going to Newcastle?
Yeah, that was already talked about last week, wasn't it? I seen something about that last week that they're after going in for him. So I think he's he's good. I said Livramento as well last season, but he's like he was belonged to Chelsea, wasn't he, at the time or something? Yeah. And he'd be dealing with Chelsea, then they wouldn't deal with us. So he went to Southampton and
just like to address something there for 1 second, lads. You know, we're naming all these right backs, and you're all saying that it's this. All these guys kind of play the same as Trent, kind of like pushing on. Like it's like saying when we're back in the 80s when we had that really good team. Why should we replace Peter Beardsley with Nigel Spackman? Completely different players. Nigel Spackman never scored a goal for Liverpool because he held his spot at the back, at the base of the midfield. If we're going to sign a right back, a proper right back.
We don't play with them.
Stay. Huh?
We play with right wing backs. We don't play with
I know we do, but just in case we need to adjust the system or something like that.
Yeah.
Actually sign a right back who can play in a flat back four and who's going to stay.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Or definitely, if we're going to keep playing the way we're playing, sign the right back. But you have to, like you said earlier on, sign another 6.
I think maybe no. As I'm thinking about it, and if Trent is going to be playing in that orthodox or unorthodox 6 role to the right hand side, then maybe it is a wise idea to buy a left centre back, so that we can move Robbo and Trent up, and just leave the 3 centre backs sitting there in a 3-man backline when we're pretty much, and turn it into a 5-man backline when we're on defence with Fabinho sitting in front of him as well. Man, it could work out really well. So maybe Ignacio is probably a good priority player for us right now. So
he's got a buyout as well, Chaz, as we know. It's a great shout there, Kev. I think I mentioned it with Enz and the boys before. I think Sporting are trying to get him to sign a new contract. I think it is, obviously, to alleviate that buyout clause. But it definitely, boys, it's a great conundrum really for Jurgen Klopp and all this really. But as I said, window's only been open 2-3 weeks. As much as every Liverpool fan, we get giddy about transfers, really, but it's exciting. For all the comments as well, and we'll finally conclude, really, chat, as I said. If anyone that is tuning in now, obviously the news broke this evening from Fabrizio Romano. Well, didn't officially break from him, but there's a lot of, obviously, Ben Jacobs did mention it a couple of hours before. Liverpool seriously exploring Romeo Lavia. Southampton value Lavia around 50 million, but LFC feel a lower fee could be possible. Arsenal advancing on Lavia yet, but he's also on the radar as well. And just in relation to Fabrizio Romano, Liverpool are in the race for Romeo Lavia since Monday, and no changing despite Szoboszlai and McAllister incoming. Liverpool remain keen on the signing. Lavia on the list with Fulham. Arsenal still very interested, but it depends on Thomas Partey's exit. Southampton wants a fee in the region of 50 million as well. In terms of that, big up there, Russell, as well, mate. There's been that many bloody comments. I was quickly trying to find Russell's comments. That's the Arsenal Russell, my good mate. There we go. Fulham have already signed for Inter Milan.
That's the other one, don't it?
Russ, that's the other one. Yeah, he's got 2 brothers. Sons of Lilian Thuram, the legendary French played as well, as we know. But it's been an absolutely fantastic. I'm making sure I don't miss anyone's comments, and I get the 2 lads' thoughts and concluding points as well. There we go. I've missed some crackers here. There is Mark. That Prowse is banned. I think I'm going to have to. It's going to be one of the banned keywords.
That's why I started with it.
There we go. So the banned keyword. You have to put that in.
Yeah. Let's get singing that song. What way did they sing that song earlier? Get that going. What did I say? Again? He's 4 said he was a red.
Red.
He said that Jurgen was the best. He came from Leipzig to the Reds. He subs the slide. Something like that, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's nice and easy. They'll do that. Get it going, lads, for the crack. We'll all be singing it in the pub there in Liverpool in about 6 months.
Yeah.
Just ourselves at our table. Everybody else will just tell us to F off, like, for that.
Was it knives and forks at the dinner table? Go on, start chanting it, boys.
What, thrown at you?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I'm not throwing
write
my
songs.
food.
You write songs. Is that going to look at me?
Only gripe from Wigs with FSGs. We shouldn't be begging for them to spend and praising them when we do. We're massive, and we shouldn't be a normality this should be a normality every summer. 100% there, mate. 100%.
I'm kind of without being state run. I'm kind of happy if we do a big window every fourth
Two
window, let's say.
windows.
No, you'd want a big player, almost every window. But like, if we're gonna have a big window, I'm talking like 2 to 4 players, like the similar windows that we had with Alisson, Van Dijk, and Fabinho coming in with Mane and Salah just before that. These kind of like over 2 to 3 windows every 4 windows, if you know what I mean. So I don't mind it being like that as long as we know it's coming and it's just not. It shouldn't have left as long in the last window, is what I'm saying. The last 2 windows should have been dealt with. It should have been done then. That was too long of a gap. So I'd like to see it done closer than that.
Evening, Hannah. Good to see you, and hope you had a great weekend. Obviously, there we go. Weights, in terms of swim pong, tap sober. Another. In that video, I'll link that as well. Dave's coming in. Dave's coming on. Get in, mate.
Who's this fella?
You, mate. Dave. I've
Who's that fella?
Lad. There we go. Here we are.
Get in.
Dave, I'm asking everybody to like my song.
I didn't even hear it.
I'm gone.
There we go.
You should have said yes, Dave.
Big bad Dom. Big bad Dom. Oh, he's in, baby. Big bad
The best
Dom.
side. Do you remember that?
Pronounce his name. Fucking hell. Dominik Szoboszlai. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Dave, how are we, mate? Happy?
I'll tell you what, I'm over the moon. I'm absolutely over the moon. I'm living in Dublin, hammered Mayo today. That's another one I have to say about. But other than that, absolutely loving it. I think he's been talking about Lavia and Thuram. Obviously, I like both of them. But I think Lavia, or Lavia, wherever you pronounce his name, he's a CDM, really, isn't he? He's a guy that puts the foot in. I think we're missing that in the midfield.
Yeah.
I think there's a big chance we get him. I want Thuram as well. France knocked out the under-21s tonight as well. All eyes on Thuram. But I think Lavia, or whatever, he could come in first. I like him.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Dave, I mentioned, I don't think we've spoken about it too much in terms of the age profile, Dave. For me, this is
my age profile. I'm an old man. I'm 50, baby.
you don't look it, lad. Oh, God. In terms of the Liverpool squad, mate, it's only going to be quite a positive if we do start bringing in these 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, me and you've been doing YouTube for a very long time, mate, and like when for that 25-year age, 26-year-old profile of Salah, Mane, Jota, when they all come in, there was that consistent notion and consistent run, really, Dave, in terms of. But hopefully, do you anticipate that now if we do get hopefully a Lavia or a certain age profile as well? Because you look at that with Milner gone out the window, mate. Yeah. The age profile of the squad is
Milner was 62. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Milner's gone to get his. Well, I know he's gone to Brighton, but he's probably getting a return. He's probably getting a little pension in the back pocket as well. But look, at the end of the day, yeah, it's all about bringing the age profile down. And I mean, I'm going to call him Dominic, right? Dominic and Mac, return of the Mac. I mean, those two straight away, age profile straight down. We got rid of a few of the older guys. Let's put it that way. Still think there's at least 2, possibly 3 to come in. Definitely 2. And it's quality that's coming in. And the age profile coming down. Look, Klopp's 3 years left. I know people are saying he won't do anything after 2026. But I think we give Klopp, if FSG give the money, which I heard you saying earlier, 330 million. Some 330 million the last few years. FSG putting their hand in the pocket. They missed 2 or 3 windows when they should have done what they're doing now, and maybe we would be in a different place. But just get behind the team with Klopp. I think Klopp, given the chance and the money and the backing behind him, and if these boys and we can get another 1 or 2 in, and we really go rocking and rolling next season, I think there's a chance that he's looking at this rebuild and going, "Look, lads, I've got another little team here. I've got a team ready to rock and roll. Might not win the league next year." Even with a Thuram, Lavia, maybe a Henko centre half or Pavard or whatever. But if we can get back in, lads, if we can get back into the top 4 next year, maybe a Europa League win in Dublin, it'd be beautiful, baby. But if we can get back into, I think the big thing is Champions League. We can get top Champions League next year and then build, get the profile down, get the quality in. And those 2 signings are top quality. They're starters. That's what we want. In seasons gone by, we're not getting starters. We're Lidl and Aldi. We're Lidl and Aldi, baby. We're walking up and down Lidl and Aldi. We're looking at what's in people's bloody, trolleys. Now we're in Harrods. We're in Harrods, baby. That's where we are. I have a trolley. I'm in Harrods. I've had 2 off the shelf. There's 2 more on the shelf, baby.
Yes, La. It's good to speak to you, mate. Anyway, massive thank you for popping on. But Dave, I'll speak to you after the show, mate. Anyway, massive thank you for popping on, matey. And yeah, it's been good. It's been a good
Jackie,
show.
Kev, Nigel, stay safe. Talk soon.
Yeah.
There's more. There's more to come, baby.
Go
See you
away,
later,
Dave. Happy days, matey. Get in, Dave. I love him. Well, my oldest mate on YouTube, anyway. Me and Dave go back, way back.
Yeah.
For people that have been subscribed since the 10 subscriber days. Dave's already on a 10K already.
Yeah.
Deserved,
I
anyway.
remember Dave. I remember seeing Dave first day when he was on. I used to talk to him in Craig's chat back in the day. I don't even know if he realized I was the same guy. Because my name that used to be Arctic Gaming rather than what it is now, which is the Spider LFC and all of that. So he might have known me as that, but I remember him popping onto the Craig's show a few times and not knowing him from there. Like, so I was like, do that. I was like, that dude's very positive. You know, I was just saying so positive, which is great. Like, yeah.
That's the thing in it, boys, as well. You know me, lads, and chat. Obviously, we love every Liverpool fan has a good moment, and quite rightly so. And we've mentioned it with FSG as well, as Dave summarised it perfectly as well. And when Jamie talked about it before, and Nigel, like it's going to be a key season. I'm excited. Nigel, how competitive is this Premier League going to be going into this season, mate? It's going to be shock-a-blocker, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it will. It's going to be. I just said it to somebody this evening. Who are United going to get as a goalkeeper? You know what I mean? I was just looking at that now for a second.
Pickford is it, isn't it?
Is it Onana? I think they've been
Yeah, they're on about Onana, but yeah, I know it's just. I think he'd be probably a better option than Pickford. You know, like they could be under serious threat. Like they didn't play that well last season. You know, and you know, it's just and De Gea
points behind they were the season before.
Yeah. So yeah, I just to go back to us again. I just think we've definitely reinforced, and there's going to be more coming. So I think we're going to be in a much stronger position. Which Quiet Riot song, Wiggs? It's not "Come On Feel the Noise." The Slade song, is it?
Yeah, there we go.
Feel the
noise.
There
we go.
That's a Slade song.
Yeah.
We go Szoboszlai. Yeah, Szoboszlai. Yeah, good. Because I was late. Yeah. Good work.
I am the least musical person in my family. All my cousins and all that are musicians. I'm not. I'm doing YouTube. It's levels.
I love music, but I can't fart in tune. Like, I mean, there's no point.
Spot on, guys. Liverpool 2.0 is already looking dangerous as well. It's Kev, it's going to give. We've mentioned already tonight, not just Liverpool fans in general, in terms of new lease of life. It's going to give bloody Jurgen Klopp, because as we know,
a reboot too, Jack.
Yeah, he's not used to spending. Well, he's not really being facilitated in a club in his managing career that is given the funds like he's had at Liverpool. If you turn around to Jurgen Klopp like 10, 15 years ago, say you'll be at Liverpool, you'll have a war, not a war chest compared to like the City and Chelsea, but you'll have a very sizable chunk really you'll be at a club fundamentally that doesn't sell its best players.
Yeah.
Apart from Coutinho, but
he was famous. United fans tried to use another rival fans tried to use it where he said he famously wouldn't spend 100 million on a player or something like that, and that came out. But he still hasn't. Like the United fans go on and tried to say that Darwin Núñez is a £100 million player, but he wasn't £100 million. He was 64 million. You know, it's the same price as Di Maria, but he got triple the goals that he did in the time that he was there already. You know what I mean? So you can't go on. Klopp has moved with the market, and then he's come out and he said afterwards, okay, so the market's after growing since the TV rights money, you know, because he made that statement around the time that the TV rights deals were starting to happen. And then after that, you know, he came out and said it afterwards and admitted, okay, so now the market's changed a bit, but I still can't see myself spending like over on a player. And he's right, because he didn't go for Jude Bellingham, and he probably had a say in that with Schmadtke, and he's gone instead, and we've bought, you know, in this kind of ilk. It's like you have to realize, as much as Gakpo he's just come in the door as well. So Gakpo for me is still part of this new rebuild in where McAllister lies and where Szoboszlai lies, and that's three players we brought in. Even though, you know, he's had a bit more run in the team now because he's been there since January, but like it's still a fresh start of the season for him. You know, he's going to get his first pre-season with the team as well. You know, and coming like that's just it's a whole new experience for Gakpo as well joining the club. So it's like a fresh signing with him in there as well. Like that. You know, I'm not going down that road, but it used to be like Ox being a fresh signing. So that was the Oxlade-Chamberlain, but it is with this lad. So look, there's a lot of things to happen. I think Lavia can be bought as part of that deal with the homegrown talent and stuff like that. So that's probably where he's more likely to come in. And I think for somebody else to come in, what is it? It has to be 4 club-grown players and 4 association-grown players, right? So that means that it's 8 in total that have 4 from the club and 4 that were done around the league. So I mean that's not hard to come by these days, and you know it only builds the quota needed on investment into grassroots football as well. So look, getting back to the about Klopp, he's got the players there now. Still think he needs 1 or 2 more in there just to fill the squad, just to get it done in there. It wouldn't surprise me with the Adrian deal. It wouldn't surprise me if Kelleher leaves, even though he said he probably wasn't going to. It wouldn't surprise me if he leaves before the end of the window. It wouldn't surprise me if Thiago leaves before the end of the window, just to make money on him. And it also wouldn't surprise me if Matip were to go, if we are going to go for a centre back, because I think he has to keep going as his homegrown.
That's the key one, Kev. Matip.
Yeah.
Him and Thiago is probably the biggest question marks. Would you say, Miss?
Yeah, they go to Saudi. They get 120. Yeah, they go to the Saudi league. We get 120 million from them both. Simple as, and that's you might think it's you know I'd be silly in saying that, but just look at the caliber of players that are leaving and going to the Saudi league and getting the money that they're getting, whether they're at the end of their career or the money that they're paying out the team. I mean, Ruben Neves, everybody used to bang on about him about 8 years ago, but like he's been injury prone and not the greatest for Wolves in seasons. And how much did he go for? Like
I think the biggest
million?
crazy money, mate. The biggest one's Jota now. If you've missed this chat this week, he's left by the looks of it. I don't know if it's made it official, but he's leaving Celtic for 30 million. And he's 20 years old. I think that's one thing that people have labelled at the Saudi League is the buying retired 28 and 30-year-olds players back end of their career. But I think that could be very much the final straw, really, in terms of the change in tide, really, of young players going over. Because you look at that, 20 years old, he was set up really well at Celtic. But as I said, all 4 of them.
He came back to Celtic as well, Jack.
Yeah, he come back.
He went away and he came back again to Celtic, and they were all like, "Oh yeah," and they were a bit salty with him leaving the first time round, and he was like, "No, I had to come back here," and then all of a sudden he's gone again. You know, the minute the money starts calling, that's not good.
Yeah, as I said, mate, spot on, mate. And it's going to be interesting next 5-10 years. I told me, Kev, Nigel, we've all done shows. Everyone's done shows really in terms of their footballing shows as well. I think give it another 5, probably less than 10 years. I think you will see a lot of the Saudi clubs in the UEFA Champions League. I think the way in which UEFA is expanding, has expanded the new changing format over last. I think is a change next year, boys, or chat? Is it next year changes the format?
The season after this one.
The year after. Yeah.
No, it's 24-25 season, I think.
24-25. So
that's next one. Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah, it's 23-24 coming up. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So it will be interesting because there will be a lot more clubs. The more money's rife in football, has been for 130, 40 years of football. It's always been in there, in all honesty. Nigel, mate, in terms of closing thoughts as well, in terms of Liverpool, you can go whatever you want. Jürgen, bit of McAllister, Szoboszlai. No. Really, any closing thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I'd just like us to push on. I'd like us to push on and look to improve again. I'm onwards and upwards, like, you know. I mean, like, we finished 5th after not having a good season. Let's try and aim for the stars and get right up as far as we can. Sign good players, get a good attitude within the team, get a good pre-season, and kick on.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Big up time, Izzy, me mate. Hope you're well, matey. Thank you for tuning in. Big up,
unintended.
Gents. Big up, gents. Can't wait to see him, Dominik, in the park and hit some rock 8s in front of the cop as well. Tell you, rocker number 8 as well. I tell you, yeah, that's. Hello, Carter. Hello. We will conclude now, Kev. You can still hear me, mate. Apologies. We'll wrap this up very quickly. But yeah, Kev, your final closing point, really, mate, in terms of a great point by Tom Izzy as well in relation. I don't think we've really. I haven't actually used to mention that on my show that I've done today. Number 8. Got a bit of got some cojones, really.
Dude is wearing, as I said, I put that thing into my song earlier. With it was he's with Gerrard's quote on his forearm, and he's got the ilk of, he's got the stature of what Gerrard would be like, as if him and kind of Kevin De Bruyne in that kind of ilk. He's got quick feet. He's able to move for a tall lad as well. He's powerful, and he's able to strike a 30 to 40 yarder like nobody I've seen in a few years. He takes free kicks like Ronaldo, and he's been practicing them doing it as well. He's come out and said that he's been practicing them doing it. And if you put all of them into a nice little package, and he can do it in the Premier League, then yeah, he definitely deserves that number 8. He doesn't have big shoes to follow in Keita, in fairness, but he does in the previous owner of that, which is why that the 8 hasn't been too significant in the Liverpool team since Gerrard left. So hopefully he can make it stand out again, and wear pride anyway, and bring some pride back to the shirt. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, definitely, boys. And we'll get to everyone's comments as well. If you are watching on the repeat as well, chat, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, or whatnot, any of the socials, or if you are listening, I'm going to start putting a lot of these shows, especially the hour-long ones. I know not a lot of people can watch the video formats, so I will be formatting them to Spotify and any other audio listening platforms are available. So chat and lads, and obviously big up to your Fridge as well. Big up Ends, massive thank you for the super chat, mate. Ends will be very on the show very soon as well. Check out Ends Man TV as well. Done a 2-hour show with him and the lads. Talked all things Liverpool, talked Szoboszlai, McAllister, and a bit of everything as well. But if you are watching live and you'd like to get involved in the show, let us know. Drop us a message on the socials. I'll start doing what we've been doing this evening, putting a link to the stream as well. Everyone's very welcome to come on. And yeah, it's always a good crack. And if boys, Nigel, did the French get knocked out? Yeah, I'm guessing so.
Yeah, 3-1.
So Foram will be quickly on a plane to where he's going. We don't know. We'll find out. Speculation will be fully rife in relation to that. Keita was like V2 as well. Obviously, Mark, big up there, mate. Kev, just quickly shout out your socials as well, mate. Kev's link, and shout out the Kitmen as well, please, mate, in relation.
Yeah, definitely. Lads, it's going to be busy coming up the next week or so. We have a good few guests for Tuesday night for the Kitmen. We got lads on from United, from Nottingham Forest, from Arsenal. I'd go down the list. I can't think of any more, but there's a few lads that are coming on for the show on Tuesday night on the Kitmen with myself and Jack hosting. It's an all Premier League show that's coming up, where we talk about each other's clubs, really, not focusing on Liverpool stuff, but we like to see them kind of having to praise us because we've been doing so well in recent seasons. Just they can take the piss about last season if they want to for a while, but that's about it. We'll give them a 2-minute window to do that. But even in saying that, my socials besides that are Spider LFC on YouTube and Facebook, Spider LFC on Twitter, and you'll also find me gaming on the Irish Spider Guy on Twitch, Spider on Facebook and YouTube. All right.
Big up. Nigel, what's your Twitter handle?
At Irish Red 11.
Irish Red.
That's it.
Yeah, there we go, mate. I'm still trying to persuade Nigel to do his own YouTube. You never know. Do you reckon maybe one day? No.
I don't need to. You're too good.
Yeah. No, far from it, lad. Far from it. No, but a massive thank you. And even if you don't have YouTube, you're ready. Yeah, you're ready. There we go. But a massive thank you, lads, as well. And let's get to the final comments as well. I hope Aliab, hopefully I've said that right. My apologies if I'm wrong in the pronunciation. I hope signing Lavia will not end our major target for them. I prefer him over Lavia. He is older, 22 more experience, and he plays for the French national team in more of the finished article as well.
He's still not number 6 though, Jack. He's more of a centre midfielder, and I think we are looking for both. I think we're looking for one more centre midfielder and a number 6. Lavia is a more all-round number 6, whereas Thuram is a more central midfielder, you know. So
Yeah, as spot on there, mate. And as Justin said, Lavia's homegrown requirements being the reason we are getting him. Definitely, mate. That's what we said before, mate. And it obviously comes under that bracket. Quickly, obviously we did. It was a good tweet by Michael Reed, very well respected journalist. Obviously, indicating very much so that exact point there, really, in terms of the players and the selection as well. So we've got a couple of spots, and even if we do sell one or two players on that left-hand side, it could free up a lot of more opportunities. But that's another show for another night, really. I think we've already covered that as well. But a massive thank you to every single one of you as well. Everyone that is shouted: Jamie, Yufraj, Kev, Nigel. Oh, bloody hell. Press the button. We're a bit bare here, boys. There we go. So shout out to lads that have joined me as well. And everyone, have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekends with your family, your mates, or whatnot. And
his forearm said he was a red. Said that Jurgen was the best. He came from Leipzig to the Reds. He saw Szoboszlai. He saw Szoboszlai.
Szoboszlai. See you later, everyone. You love it.